Tonight on the HPT, we're in the biggest little city in the world, Reno, Nevada, at the Peppermill Resort Spa Casino, where 204 players generated a prize pool of nearly $200,000. Going out in ninth place was 87-year-old retired dentist Samuel Kaprinsky from Salinas, California. With the short stack and King 5 suited in diamonds, Sam went all-in pre-flop against Harley Wilmot's 10-9. Things were looking good for Sam on the flop and the turn, but the river paired Harley's 9, and Sam was eliminated. He took home just over $5,000. Chasing his second HPT title, our 8th place finisher was truck driver and Gillette, Wyoming native Sam Britton. Heads up and short stacked in the small blind, Sam went all in with 9-5 against Lauren. With a big chip stack and 10 deuce in his hand, Lauren made the call. Pairing the flop, and then Lauren made trips on the turn, and that was it for Sam. His day was over. He didn't win his second HPT title, but he did walk away with just over $6,000. And finally, going out in 7th place was 29-year-old poker player and New Orleans native Jared Ingalls. Running low on chips, Jared shoved all in with ace-queen pre-flop, and to his dismay, he was called by Harley's ace-king. With no help on the flop, turn, or river, that was it for Jared. He went home with a $7,300 payday. We've got 6 players remaining and plenty more action to come, and it all starts right now on the HPT. How you doing, everybody? It's James Larson alongside my broadcast partner, Mr. Kenneth James. Welcome to the HPT, and this week we're in Reno, Nevada, here at the Peppermill Resort Spa Casino.
Yeah, this is the city north of Las Vegas, still in Nevada. We're in the desert. The heat is up. These players are still playing for a lot of money tonight in this $1,100 event.
Yeah, we gave them a discount, so only $1,100 to get in, but first place, just over $47,000, and the last time I checked, that's still a pretty good payday.
Absolutely. Many people got to work over a year for that kind of money. These players are playing for it tonight.
And as my broadcast partner says time and time again, it buys a whole lot of cheeseburgers. So sit back and enjoy some high-stakes poker. 6 players remain. Let's go ahead and meet those players, and most importantly, take a look at the prize pool.
Over $47,000 up top, on down to 6th place, just over $8,000, $8,651.
Chip leader is Lauren. Right behind Lauren, Harley and Marty, and then Anton, Cord, and Jay. I want to talk about Cord Garcia, just with 11 big blinds there. In September, he won our event in Colorado for just under $165,000. He followed that up a week later with a 22nd in Florida. And then, of course, we talked about it at the top of the show, Cord Garcia won the Colossus. So this guy, no stranger to taking home a bundle of cash while playing poker, and the action is on him right now with 9-7 of diamonds.
Yeah, that's him, and he is on an extreme short stack with only 11 big blinds, and this is standard. You want to be the initiator, be the first one in the pot. That's what's important for a lot of these players. They're all within, a lot of them are within 20 and 30 big blinds, and the key strategy is to be the first one into the pot. Cord does it here rightly. Gets it in with 9-7 of diamonds. He's going to try and get past Jay in the big blind, and he does, and he takes home the first pot.
Cord Garcia, if there's one player on the HPT that can rally back with the short stack, it's this guy right here, because he's proven that before. I like being around him. He's a fun guy at the final table, off the table, and we're happy for his success. Congratulations to Cord Garcia making yet another HPT final table. Lauren's going to fold his hand. Now over to Harley. I love the hat. I love the look, and I like the name.
Yeah, he's got it going on. You know, that hat looks familiar. I think Marty used to wear like the hunter hat.
I think
Not
you're right.
tonight, though. Look at Marty now, sporting a different poker valence, as we say, the covering. With the skull and crossbones around his neck, he's come to play and deliver a blow of death to his opponents, perhaps.
While we were talking, Jay went all in with his King Jack, and a very easy call here for Cord. So Cord could eliminate Jay here if his 9s hold up. He's in the lead right now. You see the percentages 54 to 45. Jay doesn't like it. We go to the flop. Well, he likes it now. Jack 8-5. Jay now goes in the lead.
How fates can turn at the turn of a card, huh?
Now we go to the turn card. It's the 4 of spades. Jay, his tournament life at risk. Hoping his hand will hold up and he'll win 2 in a row. Cord rolls his eyes a little bit. We go to the river card. It's the Queen of Spades. So the 42-year-old from California wins another pot. This one over $700,000. Cord doesn't like it one bit, but Jay is right back in this thing, and he's cruising.
Absolutely, and this is almost a death blow to Cord. He's just going to be left with just a few big blinds, and he's going to be the first one to act under the gun, they say. He's probably going to go with just about any two here.
He's got 10-4 of spades, and yeah, he's going to get him in the middle.
And that's standard because he's got the big blind coming the next hand. Here he can force his opponents at least to a little bit of a decision.
Action over to Harley. Harley looks down at an ace and a tray.
This is close here, but he takes a conservative route and finds the muck. Action over to Jay.
And now Jay with pocket kings is going to go all in. Action over to the one-seat Jack-9. That's a fold. Now over to Marty.
Jay looking to mop up the spill he made in the last hand of Cord's chips.
Marty with an 8-7.
Not much decision here.
Should be an easy fold here. And Cord is going to see the bad news, and I have a feeling there's not going to be a Christmas card exchange this year from Jay and Cord. But let's go to the flop. It's not over yet. But Jay with the huge advantage here, as you see the percentage is 83-16, and we go to that flop. It's 8 tray deuce, so the king's still in the lead.
Not much help for Cord. He's on a wing and a prayer as we go to the turn.
And the turn card is the 7 of diamonds. And Kenneth, that's going to do it for Cord Garcia. He'll be eliminated 6th place with $8,651. And I have a feeling we're going to see him again at another HPT final table.
Absolutely. A young gun professional with a bright future ahead of him. We'll be back after this.
Welcome back to the biggest little city in the world, Reno, Nevada. It's the Peppermill Resort Spa Casino. I'm James Larson alongside Kenneth James. It's the James Gang, and there are 5 players left here at this HPT final table.
As we go down to the table, 25 and 50,000 out of the blinds with a 5,000 ante.
Jay's been on a little bit of a tear here. He's going to fold that and the 5-4. Action now over to Anton. Looks down at Queen Jack.
He's on the button. Figure probably a raise to 2.5, so 125,000 would be about standard here. But actually, he just limps in, giving the blinds a free look at the flop. I'm not sure that I like that. Tight fold from Marty in the small blind there, conserving his chips. I don't mind that.
Now over to Lauren in the big blind with his option, and he's just going to check. So heads up we go to the flop. Lauren and Anton.
Well, Anton could have just picked up the blinds and antes here with the raise, but now he's brought the big blind in, who's flopped second pair in the best hand. Both players check as we go to the turn.
Turn card is the king of diamonds. Action to Lauren. He's going to check. He's got the best of it so far.
Well, now Anton, though, now has got the open-ended straight on the turn, is going to make the semi-bluff. That's bluffing with outs. He needs a queen, jack, 9, or an ace to wrestle this pot away from Lauren, who's not going anywhere, and makes the call.
Call has been made. Pot of 270,000 chips. And we go to the river card. And that river card is the tray of hearts.
And all this trouble for Anton has been set up with his pre-flop open limp on the button. In my opinion, that's a mistake, and that's what cost him this hand, as Lauren's going to turn over his pair of 7s and take home the pot.
Check, check. Lauren's going to win the pot. He's 34 years old from right here in Reno, Nevada. Total career winnings just over $1.5 million. He's got 1 bullet in this event, and he's hoping to be our next HPT champion. Now, if you think you have what it takes to compete right here at the national level, why not give it a shot? Just log on to our webpage at www.hptpoker.com.
And we'll see you at a final HPT table real soon, playing for the big cash.
Action on Jay. Now he's going to raise to 115,000 with his ace-10 over to the 1 seat now of Anton. Looks down at 10-8 of spades.
A single gap suited hand. He gets out of the way. Over to Marty on the button. Marty looks like he means all business tonight.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. That's not the normal look. I don't know if Marty lost a bet. Maybe it's a prop. Maybe it's something crazy, but we'll get back to that.
Maybe he's just changing it up, and I like that.
He's normally dressed more like Harley. As a matter of fact, I think the hat Harley's wearing is actually Martin's hat.
They maybe have lost it in the side bet. Here, back to the action. Seriously, now Lauren moving all in from the small blind, putting the test to Jay.
And now action over to Harley. Looks down to Jack 4 of clubs. That'll go into the muck, and action over now to Jay.
Now, Jay could be tempted to call here, putting his opponent on a small pair, but usually in the spot, you're supposed to find a fold because, you know, you're either going to be a 50-50 if your opponent has a pair, and if they have a bigger ace like Lauren does here, you're a 3-to-1 dog. So rightly folded by Jay there.
Ken and James, if folks are joining us right now here on the HPT, tell everybody the denoms of those chips. They're very colorful tonight on the HPT.
Yes, they are. The orange, those orange chips, $5K a piece. The yellow, you can see them striped there. Those are the high society chips, $25K a piece. So it looks like you can see he's got 4 yellows and 2 orange there. That's $110,000.
Stacks of chips, typically in stacks of 20. Not everybody follows that rule, though.
Right, but that's a good measure to gauge how much opponent has. Like, so each one of those stack of orange is $100,000. A stack of 20 of the yellow, $250,000. And that's a good way to judge how much a player has when you're sitting at the table.
Action over to the bad boy at the table. He's got the skull necklace. He's got the shades. He's got the hat. It's Marty, good friend of ours here on the HPT. We've seen him a lot over the last 10 years.
Absolutely.
He looks down at King 9, and he's going to make the call.
He's
Marty
got
defending.
the best hand, too. So he's got the best hand, but he's out of position, so it's going to be interesting to see how this hand plays out.
And the flop, oh my gosh,
wow.
Look at this, 2 kings and a 10.
This is great. And I like Marty's check here, you know? He's going to let the other opponent, this is what we call a polarized board. Either your opponent has a king or he doesn't. And in the case he doesn't, you let him have, the rope to hang himself. And when he does, you minimize your loss because you're not going anywhere with 3 kings. So Marty should just call here. Oh, but he's going to put in a raise.
Marty is going to raise, but nobody's going to leave this hand. As you see, they both flop 3 of a kind. So
yeah, it's just a matter of when the chips go in.
Right.
I guess, in fairness here, Marty's also raising because there's clubs out there. Queen Jack, is a straight draw. So he's putting pressure on his opponent, to also charge him for the draw. So I like that raise, actually.
There's also a pretty good chance the players will chop this pot. Now the 5 of clubs comes off on the turn.
And that danger card not slowing Marty up whatsoever. He's continuing the pressure. I like it. Remember, when a danger card comes, players, it's just as dangerous for your opponent as it is for you. So it's nice to continue with that, and Marty does so here.
Action on Lauren.
Well, Lauren's all in now. Back to Marty. I'm sure he's going to make this call with trip kings, rather. And he does. Both players flip over their cards as we go to the river, James.
Yeah, Lauren's going to see the bad news. He needs an 8 for a full house or a card higher than a 10 to chop it up. Things aren't looking good for him. You see the percentages there because the chop is involved. And it's the 8 of clubs. And just like that, Marty goes from the best to the worst. And Kenna, he's been eliminated. Going home, 5th place money, $10,573.
What a bad break for Marty. He really played well this final table. Cards just didn't go in his favor.
Well, that's going to do it for Marty. I'll be honest, that was kind of hard to watch. And I have to ask you, the poker professional, how do you handle beats like that? You get it in good, and then in the end, everything's ripped away from you.
Yeah, the swings of the game, the ups and downs, can be tough to deal with. The first thing you got to do is realize that losing is part of the game. You got to be able to accept that. But even more importantly, it's how you deal with the loss. Does it weaken you, or does it strengthen you? And I like what Marty did here. He took it like a man, he stood up, he shook the hands, and he realized there's another game to be played.
Welcome back to the HPT. We broadcast this week from the Peppermill Resort Spa Casino right here in Reno, Nevada. James Larson, my name, alongside Ken and James. And there are 4 players left. Your final 4 blinds now, 30,000, 60,000 with a 10K ante.
And Lauren, with that good fortune and that suck out on the river against Marty, has vaulted into the chip lead. He's got 45 big blinds. As I said, those yellow chips, 25K apiece. He's made it 125K to go with ace queen.
Harley just not getting involved here tonight, which is not always a bad idea. He's just sitting back, letting players get eliminated.
And moving up the pay ladder.
Moving up the pay ladder. Over to Anton now, looks down at King 9.
Not a lot to defend here, but, you know, you got to pick your spots. I don't know if this is a spot I would choose to defend here in this spot against the chip leader and out of position, but he elects to do so.
Anton with about 16, 17 big blinds currently. We go to the flop. It's heads up, and the flop is Queen, Jack 4. It's a rainbow. Action will start with Anton, who picked up a gutter ball straight.
He's going to check and hope to get a free card, but I think Lauren's going to continue here. Certainly he is. Looks like he's cutting out some of those 25K chips.
Reaching for chips, exactly right. 130,000 is the bet. Now over to Anton. Doesn't look like he's going anywhere.
No, he's not really getting the right price to draw to his hand, but sometimes you get induced into these pots thinking, man, if I could catch that miracle card, I could vault all the way to the chip lead here, and you get, you know, drawn into these pots with bad pot odds.
Turn card is the 9 of spades, so Anton improves his hand there as he pairs his 9 still behind to the queens of Lauren as he checks.
Yep. Wow, look at this. Well, now this is a conservative check here by Lauren, and it is going to come back to bite him.
The 10 of diamonds comes on the river card.
Is that a straight now?
It sure is a straight.
Right, I'm sorry, I'm a little slow on the call there, but I was like, I didn't even see that card coming in.
It goes check, check, and Anton's going to win a pot of 580,000, and Lauren's thinking maybe I did miss a bet there.
Yeah, I don't like the way either player played this hand, but Anton comes up on top with the straight.
Let us know what you think of the show, or if you want to join us, check out the webpage at hptpoker.com. Jay is all in now with his pocket 7s. Over to Anton. He folds.
Well, the blinds are moving up quickly. You can see now 30 and 60,000 with the 10K ante. So players are going to step up their aggression level.
Lauren with ace 5. It's 590,000 for him to make the call. Don't forget he's got Harley behind him. Look at that stare by Jay.
Yep.
Lauren's going to fold. Let's see if Harley decides to get involved.
Harley's, you know, got a lot of chips. He's waiting around. I think he's going to play very conservative and keep moving up that pay ladder. Let the other players take each other out. But I'm not sure. Did we see 2 5s there? Oh, ace 5 of hearts.
For Harley. Ace 5.
My eyes are going, James.
Harley thinking about this. He's 74 years old. He's from California.
Oh,
he's going to make the call, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, he doesn't look a day over 60. I don't believe this that he's 74 years old.
No,
this guy's in great shape.
He really does. Looks great. And to the flop we go here.
2 4s and a queen. So Jay in the lead with 7s and 4s.
Yep. Harley going to need running hearts or an ace. Running cards for a straight.
And the turn card now is the deuce of clubs. So
there
that's one of those cards you were just talking about for Harley. Now a 3 will help him or an ace. Otherwise, Jay will double up. We go to that river card. And it's the queen of diamonds. So that's going to do it for that hand. Jay's going to double up at the expense of Harley. Pot of about 1.3 million chips.
Yeah, that's going to get Jay right back into this tournament. And you can see his enthusiasm there.
Yeah, you sure can. He's jumping for joy, ladies and gentlemen.
He's got that poker playing face, that's for sure. You never want to show and let your emotions spill out on the table during a hand. But
I see you do it all the time. I saw you do it last night.
No, that's in between hands.
You're a crazy man down at the table.
Well, you know.
Action over to Lauren on the button. Looks down at Queen Jack.
Always on the button, yeah. Here he should raise. Yeah. What do you raise here? About 140, James?
Well, yeah. I mean, what do we play? We're playing 30-60 right now. Yeah. 160 we'll go to. He's going to raise to 130 is what he decided to. Over to Lauren now.
Just over 2 big blinds, yeah. Sorry I interrupted you there,
No,
buddy.
you didn't. I said over to Lauren, and I should have said over to Harley. Let's switch spots with these guys. Let's have them come up here in the booth, and we'll go play the cards.
Yeah.
Actually, that might be real bad for everybody involved. So action over to Harley now, who's going to make the call. And now Jay looks down at King 5. See if
you know, when you're short-handed like this, you're playing a lot of these marginal and multi-way type hands, trying to connect with a flop and make something happen. Let's see if it works out.
Well, Lauren there with a little stare down to Harley. 2 10s and a 4. Look at that stare
Wow,
down.
yeah.
Man, how would you like to look over and see those eyes and then that beard?
I know. Lucky he doesn't have a hatchet.
Fear the beard is what they say. Fear that beard out here in Reno. Harley checks, and now Harley's thinking about staring him down. He's just got to turn a little bit more to his right. Lauren bets 140,000.
He makes the C bet, the continuation bet. Again, the initiation is important here. Lauren initiated with the raise pre-flop, continues post-flop. Neither player has flopped a pair, but that's enough to take home the pot.
I would just Holly with him.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Guess we'll see on YouTube.
I guess.
I guess we'll see it on YouTube. This show brought to you by YouTube now? Come on, I thought we were a nationally syndicated TV show.
We are, but they get a lot of the replays, you know,
They
and the
sure do.
players check their play out, and that's important, you know, when you're a student of the game to look back.
Absolutely.
Look at your play, look at your opponent's play, think about what you could have done differently.
Action on Lauren, looks down at 5 Trey, 60,000 for him to make this call. And he is going to raise it to 135,000. Over to Harley now on the button.
Yeah, this is a 2-bet raise, blind steal, just trying to pick up the blinds here. And that's what you want to do. When you're in position like this and you have the chips, you want to leverage that position. Use it to your advantage to continually put pressure on your opponents and pick up blinds and antes.
Action now over to Anton, looks down at 9-4. He's going to fold his hand, so it works for Lauren. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, my broadcast partner, Kenneth James, is going to break down position and how important it is in the game of poker. Welcome back to the HBT. James Larson alongside my broadcast partner, Kenneth James. We are in Reno, Nevada, and 4 players remain here at the Peppermill Resort Spa Casino.
Always great to be back here in Reno. As we see the chip stacks now are starting to flush themselves out. Lauren on top with about 38 big blinds. Anton about 25 big blinds. Jay's got 22. Harley on 17. So it's still anybody's game here in four-handed play.
If I had to make a prediction right now, I'm going to go with that man right there with the fedora. I'm going to pick Harley to take this thing down. I think he's got what it takes.
Well, he certainly got this hand. He's got ace-jack four-handed. That's a premium hand. Now, will he flat or will he 3-bet?
Raise.
He's going to re-raise. 3-bet. I like it. Taking charge of the hand here, cutting out those 25K yellow chips, re-raises to 250,000.
Jay gets out of the way. Now over to our chip leader, Lauren, on the button, who raised originally with the 7-4. And he's not going to go away. He's not going to get pushed around here by Harley.
Well, you know, Lauren really just blind stealing here from the button. I think when he gets 3-bet here, he should actually just fold, but he elects to call and take a flop.
The flop is Queen 10-6. Look at that stare.
All in.
And
And
now
look at
Harley
this.
is all in.
I do not think I can call you.
Lauren, no, you cannot call with 7-4. He's going to fold, so Harley's going to win that hand.
Yeah, hey, look at your prediction might come true with Harley just stepping on the gas there and taking home that pot.
Harley is from Walker, California. Like I said before, 74 years old. He wants to say hello to his wife, Betty, who's watching at home. His total career winnings just $5,000. So if he wins this thing tonight, just under $48,000, that'll really pad that poker resume.
Absolutely. Even if he goes out next, he's over doubled it.
No flash photography.
Yeah,
sir.
what is Jeremy, our tournament director, is back there taking pictures like a tourist. And Lauren says no flash
that off his
photography.
hand?
Come on, Jeremy, you got a job to do.
Jeremy documenting the action.
Jeremy always does a great job for us. He's probably doing something for
Absolutely.
his Twitter account. Harley now with pocket 4s on the button.
And once again, he's facing a raise in front of him from Lauren. He could 3-bet this, or he could just flatten and look for set value, and that looks like how he's going to play it. Sometimes your previous play, you know, influences your current play. And I think Harley says, well, I 3-bet him last time, I'll just flat with 4s this time.
Action over to Jay.
He's got a hand with
He
ace-9.
thought about it, but he's going to fold his hand.
Wow, that's an interesting fold. Kind of a tight fold, but, you know, I think maybe Harley's you know, kind of influence that fold from him.
And Anton's going to fold, so heads up now to the flop. Harley and Lauren, best friends. We go to the flop. And the flop is Queen, Jack, Trey. I don't know if they're best friends, but they've been involved in a lot of pots here lately. Queen, Jack, Trey, couple of spades. Action will start with Lauren.
Both players got that stoic feel to them.
And Lauren, you've seen the last couple of hands, he's got to get creative because he hasn't really had the best card, so he's just trying to make something out of nothing.
Right, and that's what you got to do sometimes when it's not connecting. Your cards aren't connecting. And there he bets his position, kind of steals position away from the button from Harley and takes home that pot.
So we talked about this in an earlier segment. If there's folks that are just joining us that don't play a lot of poker, how important is position? How important is it to have that dealer button?
Very important, because you can see what the players do in front of you, and even when it's folded to you on the button or the spot right before the button, you can raise here and force your opponents to a hand, which is exactly what Harley's probably going to do here.
So tell some of our beginning players that are out there, what's the worst position at the poker table?
Well, the worst position is in the blinds because you're forced to put money in without seeing your cards, and you're going to act you know, first on every street after the flop. So you're going to give your opponents information on the strength of your hand.
And last question, what position at the table are you guaranteed to win every time?
You're never guaranteed to win.
The dealer position.
Well,
the actual dealer.
He's not winning because he's
well,
not going to be playing for any of this cash.
He's drawing a paycheck, though. Anyway, I digress. Harley raises to $135,000, and now Lauren makes the call with his Jack-8, and these two, Kenna, are at it again.
Yeah, and Harley's got him dominated, so to speak, here.
Flop is Queen, Jack-4.
Now the dominator becomes the one that's dominated as Lauren outflops him, flopping second pair with Jacks here.
Lauren checks, and now Harley's going to bet right into him, $155,000 with his Ace-8.
Well, Harley now betting his position and going off the weakness of his opponent. And Lauren is weak here with second pair, but we call that on margin because he's in front of hands like Ace-King, Ace-8 like Harley has, and behind any hand that contains a queen or better.
Well, good news here. The news gets better for Lauren as the Queen of Clubs comes off. Now he's got a flush draw. He's in the lead here. As you see the percentages, 95% to 5%. He's going to check over to Harley and just let Harley continue to bet this for him, this time $275,000.
Yeah, and right now, Lauren obviously isn't going anywhere. He's got a pair. He's got a flush draw. And, yep, there he goes. He's moved all in. Not much of a decision left for Harley here. He really doesn't have much. I'm sure his cards are going to find the muck rather quickly, and we'll be on to the next hand.
We sure will, but before that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. It's been the Lauren Klein Show. Let's see if he can continue it after these messages. Welcome back to the HBT. It's James Larson alongside Ken and James, and let's go ahead and take a look at the chip counts. Lauren up top with $3 million. It's about 38 big blinds, followed by Jay, Anton, and Harley.
Yeah, and once the players get under 20 big blinds, there's really a standard strategy that a lot of players know. I'm not sure if everyone down here on the table does, in which your opening shove range is. King Jack would be a shove for a lot of the short stacks.
Come on.
And he's going to use the leverage of his chip stack, is Lauren, to just take this play away from the other players.
Well, now Harley sees an ace, so will he make the call here for his tournament life? He's just got, what, 6 or 7 big blinds there, so this might be good enough for him to make the call.
Yeah, he should call this. It's never a great feeling to call. He does.
He does, and Jay's going to probably just get out of the way here. I see a queen and a tray, so he's going to fold his hand. Now over to Anton. Looks down at 10 tray. That'll be an easy fold, so we'll flip over the cards, and Harley will see the good news. Right now, Kenna, he's in the lead.
Yeah, but, you know, it's interesting. It's a wonderful irony here is the other players will be rooting for Lauren to suck out and win because they'll move up a pay jump of $6,000.
Go to the flop. It's Jack, 5 deuce, couple of clubs. So Lauren moves in the lead as he pairs his Jack.
So there's that silent applause by the other two opponents.
Turn card now is the 8 of spades, so that does help Harley, but he's still behind in the hand here, 88% to 12%. He needs an 8 or an ace, or he will be eliminated. And the river card is the tray of clubs, and that is going to do it. Harley is going to be eliminated. He's going to go out in 4th place with just under $14,000. Congratulations to the 74-year-old from Walker, California. I'm sure his wife, Betty, is very proud.
Yeah, well done.
And just like that, Kenny James, we are down to our final 3 players. Blinds, 40,000, 80,000 with a 10K ante. Is there a big difference between 4 and 3 at the final table?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's 25% less players. That means your hands, you got to play many more hands. And you got to know what those values are. Anton, I'm sure, knows that this is probably the best hand here. Plus, he has position. And he does. He shoves.
He's going to go all in with his ace-9.
And like I said, that's standard. Now, the calling range by your opponents, that's what's interesting.
Boy, Lauren has a lot of chips. Everything's going his way. Not this hand. He's going to fold it. Now over to Jay. He's got the old HPT special. A pretty little hand, Kenna. The king, queen, suited in spades.
It's a trouble hand, though. You'd rather bet your chips than call. Oh, he does make the call.
Jay is
and
going to make the call.
in the end, he does have king high against ace high, so he is the underdog.
Anton at risk for his tournament life, hoping his hand will hold up. 2 jacks and a deuce. So far, so good. As you see the percentages, 72 to 27.
Yeah, Jay's going to need a king or a queen or running cards for a straight.
That's not one of them. 8 of hearts on the turn, so a king or a queen, or Anton's going to double up and win this hand. We go to that river card. It's the ace of hearts, so just like that, a full double up, a pot of just under 2 million chips for Anton. And that's not going to leave Jay with a whole lot of chips, my friend.
No, it's not. Not with 40 and 80,000 blinds with a 10,000 ante. He's going to be on fumes.
Action continues here from the Peppermill Resort Spa Casino, beautiful Reno, Nevada. James Larson, my name, alongside Kenna James. We're so glad you're with us tonight right here on the HPT. And all things are really going Lauren Klein's way tonight. He's got the chips, he's got the momentum, and now he's going to raise all in, and Jay's going to quickly make the call with his remaining chips, and Anton's going to get out of the way. So will this be it for Jay? He's going to need to improve, otherwise he'll be eliminated in 3rd place.
Yeah, and Lauren almost a 2-to-1 favorite as we go to the flop.
And the flop is king, queen, 8, couple of spades. That's the flop that Jay needed on the last hand.
Yeah.
Well, at least the king and the queen.
We call that flop lag.
Right, yeah, exactly. So now we go to the turn card, and it's the 7 of clubs. So there is hope for Jay. He goes ahead in the hand, pairing his 7.
Yeah, he's just got to dodge an ace or a 9, and he'll double up, and he does. The river or jack, harmless to Jay. He doubles up and stays in the tournament. A
chip and a chair as we reconcile the chips. Still 3 players here at this nationally televised HPT final table.
And remember, James, we're playing for a difference of $10,000 between 3rd and 2nd. I'm sorry, buddy, but that's a lot of cheeseburgers.
Absolutely. Action back over to Jay. Now he looks down at a king and a 4. See if he decides to get him in again, and he's going to do just that. He's going to go all in. Over to Anton now, looks down at 5-4 of spades. A suited connector there. Those are fun to play, but not this time. And now look at Lauren shaking up the cards. There's an 8. And wait for it. And an ace. That's going to be good enough. That'll be good enough. He's going to make this call.
Yep, and it's going to be, again, Jay trailing here, but neither cards match up to his, so we call that drawing live. He's drawing live to a king or a 4.
Ace-8 going up against king 4. Jay, as you know, is tournament life at risk. We go to the flop. It's king 7-6.
Wow.
Once again, Jay takes the lead here in the hand, and he's looking to possibly double up again. 2 more streets to go. Turn card is the tray of spades.
Wow, and now if he just dodges an ace, he'll do the double suck out, the double-double, as we call it.
River card is the 5 of diamonds, and that looks like a straight for Jay. He's going to double up. Do I dare say alligator blood? I better not. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with more HBT action. Welcome back to the HPT. It's James Larson alongside Kenny James, and if you're just joining us, the story has been the comeback here of Jay. He's doubled up twice now. You don't see that a lot here on the HPT. He's been out the door a couple of times, but he's still hanging around.
Hanging around.
There we go.
You know, it's like getting him out of a tournament is like getting an abscess tooth out with a spoon. Very difficult.
We can never go more than 2 episodes without one Rounders reference. All right, so Jay now going to raise it up to $175,000. He's got a few chips in front of him now. Anton's going to get out of the way, and Lauren just trying to finish this guy off. I can't wait to see the Lauren stare again. King 9.
Well, now this is an interesting spot for Lauren. He's got enough of a hand to call, but should he re-raise and take charge of this pot? He elects to just call, James.
Just makes the call, so we will go to the flop. King 9 and Ace 9. The flop is 9-6 Trey, so both players pairing that 9. Jay in the lead. Boy, everything going Jay's way in the last 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, he's really gone from worst. Can he take it all the way to first? He's going to bet his top pair, and believe me, Lauren's not going to go anywhere. It's just a matter of whether he's going to call or raise.
So Lauren checks. Jay bets the $200,000. Action back over to Lauren. Now keep in mind, he's been burned the last couple of hands, so I thought he might be careful, but no, let's raise it up to $465,000.
Yeah, top pair is usually good, you know, unless your opponent does have the overpair. So he's going to use his chips as leverage here. It's not going to work because Jay has too much of a hand here.
And now Jay is all in. And now Lauren's really got to think about this, but he's going to make the quick call. He didn't think about it very long. They're going to flip over the cards, and Lauren's going to see the bad news yet again.
Yeah, well, he had already too many chips committed to this pot to fold at this point in the hand. And now as long as Jay can dodge a king on the river because a harmless 7 comes on the turn, he will double up again through Lauren and be right back in this tournament.
And the river card is the Jack of Hearts. So Jay is going to win another pot, a huge pot. This time, almost 3.4 million chips. Now, you, the poker coach, what do you say to Lauren after these last 3 unfortunate hands for him?
Well, you got to really kind of do a gut check here and make sure you outlast the other player because Jay now has vaulted into the chip lead. And you got to remember, Jay was just on the felt, and now he has a chip lead. The same thing can happen to you. So you got to give yourself these encouraging thoughts and messages to keep yourself from falling off the deep end.
This is quite a rush that Jay's on right now, and he wakes up now with pocket 5s. Going to raise it up to $175,000. Now over to Anton with the King 10.
See, now we've got players, Anton and Lauren, also fighting to move up that pay ladder. So here he's going to call, and now we're going to finally see what Lauren does and how he reacts.
Lauren looks down at Ace-Jack, couple of overs.
I expect him to get all in here with this hand, 3-handed.
I'm all in.
And there's the all-in.
Yep. It's just too big of a hand, 3-handed. And there's already a raise and a call in front of you. It's actually a really good spot for him as he cuts out those orange chips. They're $5K a piece, so every stack of 20 is $100,000.
He said all in. All in. Jay's going to re-raise all in here.
Wow, Jay is all in.
So action over to Anton, and I think this will be an easy fold for him.
Yep.
And they're going to flip over the cards, and Lauren's going to see again. Well, he's behind, so maybe this is good. He's behind. Yeah. Maybe he'll improve.
But not much. This is the closest race he's had. It's a coin flip. To the flop we go.
Oh, and look at that. Ace, 9, 8. So finally, Lauren gets some of that good luck.
Yeah, you can see a sense of relief. He says, finally, can I win a hand against this guy?
Go to the turn card. The turn card is the 6 of clubs.
Wow, now this brings a 7 in for a straight for Jay. So he needs a 5 or a 7 to eliminate Lauren. Otherwise, Lauren doubles up.
To the river we go. And the river card is the Jack of Diamonds. So Lauren keeps his tournament hopes alive, wins the hand, a pot of 325 going to the direction
some
of
sporting.
Lauren Klein. He's right back in this thing. And look at that, Jay with a little smile on his face.
Yeah, well, these pros are trading blows.
Blinds are 60,000, 120,000 with a 15K ante. It's James Larson alongside Kenneth James. We're so happy you're with us tonight right here on the HPT. And now Jay picks up a hand, looks down at King, Queen, and he's going to go all in.
Well, the action really heating up here, three-handed. How about Anton? Is he going to get in the mix here with ace high, James?
He's going to get out of the way with his ace-4.
He's looking to move up the pay ladder.
And now look at this, Lauren. This will be an easy call. Hello. Can I please get this guy off of my table is what Lauren is thinking.
Well, he's got to dodge a king. And this is an interesting spot for players at home to know that if you've got one overcard to the big pair of somebody else, you always got a 30% chance to win the hand, even if your opponent has 2 kings.
Flop is 10-7 deuce. It's a rainbow.
Jay needing to spike that king, or Lauren will finish the job and send him to the rail.
It's been a long, hard battle. The turn card is the 10 of diamonds, so there's 3 cards in the deck that can help Jay, or he will be eliminated in 3rd place.
You almost feel like it's got to come.
I kind of feel it, don't you?
I don't know.
I really do. Let's go to the river. It's the 8 of diamonds, so that is going to do it. Finally, Lauren knocks out Jay. Jay's going to go home 3rd place, $19,416. And when we come back, it's Heads Up Poker. Will it be Anton? Will it be Lauren? Don't go too far. It's the HPT.
Welcome back to the HPT. James Larson alongside Kenneth James. It's the James Gang, and it's my favorite part of the show. It's Heads Up Poker. We've got Lauren, and we've got Anton.
It's mano on mano. This is where it gets exciting. Players forced to play almost every hand, especially at this point of the tournament. And how about Lauren just sitting behind that beautifully stacked mountains of chips ready to play this heads-up match?
So there's 2 players left, but unfortunately only one can be our new HPT champion, go home with the bracelet, the bragging rights, and just over $47,000. Let's head down to the final table.
These players playing for a difference of nearly $20,000 between first and second as we take a look at the mountain of chips of Lauren. He's got ace-7 of clubs.
All in.
He's not going to waste any time and moves all in, putting the pressure right onto Anton.
Now Anton has got a king, as we know, heads up. It's a big card, so we'll see if he decides to make this call. First hand of heads up.
Yeah, you know, he's got to look to get his chips in it as soon as possible. And he does make the call.
And he is going to make the call, and we're going to flip over the cards. And Anton's going to see the bad news. Lauren is in the lead, and this thing could be over after one hand here of heads up.
Well, Lauren tells him, I've got the real clubs, you know, so, okay, you know, as we go to the flop.
We go to the flop. It's king 10-5. So Anton outflops Lauren. Just one club comes out. That's the 5 of clubs. So far, so good for Anton.
Yeah, Anton flopping top here now. A huge favorite,
7.
84% as we go to the turn.
Turn card is the 8 of clubs. So now the plot thickens, my friends. As we know, Lauren's got the nut flush draw. It's never easy in poker.
No, he's got to dodge a club or an ace now, or Lauren will be our new HPT champion.
And it's a club. It's the 10 of clubs.
Oh, my.
And just like that, Lauren is our brand new champion. He's going to go home with the cash and the title. Speaking of cash, just under $48,000. I think you can smile now, Lauren. It's all over. It's real. The cash is yours.
So once again, Kenna, we find out how important that river card actually is.
Yeah, we really understand in poker that fates can change at the turn of a card.
All right, so Lauren is our new HPT champion, but I want to give credit to our second place finisher, Anton. He played a great game.
And well said, because, you know, he survived through this whole field, and that's what poker's all about, survival, and he got there all the way to second place. Well done.
And he gets a nice payday as well as an interview with Drea.
All right, I'm here with Anton Dimagiba, our second place finisher, is going home with over $29,000. Anton, that was a really quick heads up. How are you feeling?
I'm just so happy that I made it here. You know, making the final table is always a privilege and very exciting. So
You came in pretty short stacked and you came in second. You feeling really good about that?
Oh, yes, of course, yes.
Any big plans with the money?
Well, put it in the bank. Yep.
He's going to put his money in the bank. What a smart guy.
Yeah, absolutely. you know, the bank always gets all the money.
They always win. Congrats to Anton. Second place finish here on the HPT. But the night belongs to Lauren. He's going home with the bracelet, the title, the bragging rights, and the cash, and he deserves it. He played well.
Yeah, he did. He had a really balanced attack tonight. And, you know, he survived this great field and taken home the title. Congratulations.
Let's see what he has to say. He is with Drea.
And I'm here with our newest HPT champ, Lauren Klein, who's going home with over 47,000. Lauren, how are you feeling right now?
Feeling great, thanks.
Can you walk us through that last hand?
It was a pretty standard hand. We were both pretty short stacked, and we both had clubs, and I had the better ones.
At what point today did you think to yourself, I'm going to win this thing?
Yesterday.
Now that is great, James. That's what I call success. When you can bring the future into the present and make it a reality, you take home the championship.
I call it confidence. So congratulations to Lauren going home with the cash and the title here from the Peppermill Resort Spa Casino. That's all the time we have on tonight's program. Now, if you're watching this show and you think you have what it takes to play right here on the national stage, why not give it a shot? Log on to hptpoker.com, and who knows, maybe you'll be playing for the life-changing cash. For Drea Renee, he's Kenneth James. I'm James Larson, and we'll see you next time right here on the HPT.